Chip Conley, Peak, How Great Companies Get Their Mojo from Maslow. Get ready to discover the secrets behind thriving companies with The Peak, How Great Companies Get Their Mojo from Maslow by Chip Conley. In this summary, you'll learn about the importance of meeting not just the basic needs, but also the higher needs of customers, employees, and investors. Illustrated through real-life examples and inspired by Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Conley explores how focusing on human connection, appreciation, and self-actualization can drastically improve businesses. In a world where intangibles are taking center stage, find out how fulfilling deeper desires and fostering personal relationships can result in not just a successful business, but also an enriching experience for everyone involved.
Finding inspiration in crisis. Successful hotelier Chip Conley rediscovers his love for entrepreneurship and fulfillment during a time of crisis. Chip Conley, an accomplished hotelier, faced tough times when his chain of 20 boutique hotels in the San Francisco Bay Area lost customers and money during the 2001 recession. In the midst of his struggles, he stumbled upon a book from his college days, Toward a Psychology of Being by Abraham Maslow, which focused on self-actualization and peak experiences. Conley delved into the book, spending several hours reading, and realized he needed to reconnect with his initial dream of creating a business that would bring joy and fulfillment to his customers, employees, investors, and himself. Although his business had taken a hit, Conley's renewed sense of purpose allowed him to find inspiration in crisis and pursue his dream once again. This story illustrates how a good book can inspire and lift us up during our darkest moments, reminding us of our passion and propelling us forward towards a brighter future. The hierarchy of needs in business. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid highlights the importance of intangible needs such as social connection and self-actualization. This shift towards measuring happiness and fulfillment is apparent in companies seeking customer loyalty and prioritizing employee satisfaction. Abraham Maslow, a psychologist, suggested that life is more than just survival and wealth. Maslow created the hierarchy of needs pyramid to illustrate this point, with basic needs like food, water, and shelter at the foundation, followed by social connection and appreciation before reaching self-actualization. Although companies tend to ignore intangible needs, society has become more aware of their importance. Bhutan's king, for example, measures the prosperity of his country through the Gross National Happiness Index rather than gross domestic product. In the business world, companies are also shifting towards a focus on these higher needs. Customer loyalty is now being sought after by companies as a way to measure new business. They also prioritize employee satisfaction, seen in Patagonia's shift towards flexible work schedules as long as the work is done. This shift towards measuring happiness and fulfillment shows the increasing importance of intangible needs both in our personal and professional lives. The value of customer and investor relationships. Building strong personal relationships with customers and investors can lead to long-term benefits for a business. Economist Fred Reichheld indicates, in his book, The Loyalty Effect, that increasing customer loyalty by just 5% can increase company profits by up to 95%. In tough times, customer loyalty can act as a safety net for the business. Businessman John Bogle explains in his book, The Battle for the Soul of Capitalism, that good relationships with investors can lead to longer holding times. These benefits make it worth the effort to focus on customer satisfaction and developing personal relationships instead of short-term gains from cost-cutting and compromising quality. Creating a better workplace. Some companies like Google and Pixar are realizing that a big paycheck isn't as great a motivator as a good, fun working environment. Studies have shown that focusing on money isn't the best way to retain employees who want to feel appreciated. Employee recognition and appreciation strategies are more successful in generating revenue than those without such a strategy, as shared in the book Managing with Carrots by Adrian Gostick and Chester Elton. Another way of motivating employees is to help them experience the good that comes from their hard work firsthand. Achieving customer loyalty. Good customer service is the key to achieving customer loyalty. Businesses can satisfy their customers by knowing and meeting their specific desires. The author of this book shares examples of businesses that have gone beyond the norm to fulfill their customers' deepest desires. Joie de Vivre, an hotel chain, created an online matchmaking tool to determine the best hotel for each customer, while Paris Mickey, an optometry store, uses a customer's face shape and desired styles to recommend the best frames and lenses. Additionally, Café Gratitude in San Francisco satisfies its customers by engaging in thought-provoking conversations with them. By providing unique and memorable experiences that satisfy customers' subconscious desires, businesses can achieve long-lasting customer loyalty. Building trust with investors. Building a relationship with your investors is crucial for establishing trust. To ensure a successful partnership, it's important to find out what your investors are looking for at the business level. While some investors are philanthropists, nearly all investors hope to make a profit from their investment. It's important to figure out what their expectations are and act accordingly. To establish a strong personal relationship with investors, the author sends out an annual survey to investors to gain insight into their thinking and priorities. Moreover, investors are more loyal and willing to support your company if they believe in what your company stands for. To emphasize the importance of a strong relationship, the author turned to his investors for help during the 2001 financial crisis, and due to their relationship, he was able to reach out to them using humor despite the grim situation. For instance, the author sent T-shirts to his investors that read, "I bought a hotel in San Francisco and all I got was this lousy T-shirt."
As we wrap up this summary, it's clear that the key to a successful company lies in recognizing and meeting the wants and needs of its customers, employees, and investors. By putting Maslow's hierarchy of needs into practice, businesses can shift from a purely profit-driven approach to one that values intangibles, such as loyalty, appreciation, and personal connections. The examples of Google, Patagonia, and Joie de Vivre hotel chain show how satisfying higher needs can radically change the workplace, not just in terms of revenue but also the quality of life and work satisfaction. Finally, remember that treating customers and investors as individuals with unique desires and forging strong personal relationships with them can be the very key to enduring success through thick and thin.